Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we got quite a few different topics to go through, so let's just get straight into it. I think we got 3 or 4 big ones to go. So, starting off with Kounde transfer from Sevilla as soon as UK government sanctions end. This of course is Kounde coming to Chelsea. We know the situation last year, we don't need to go into detail on that. You can see here Chelsea put in plans to place him as soon as Todd Bowley's takeover is complete and sanctions end. Obviously, we've got players going out, so we need players coming in. It says, like Chelsea, Sevilla are also keen to do the deal as early as possible in order for Kounde's replacement to be signed and quickly brought up to speed. So they're looking to make this happen quickly, which basically admits they know he's going. And realistically, I think they knew this at the end of last season when we were trying to get him, but of course there was the issues, the price change and all that sort of stuff. So I think they've sort of admitted, it's going to happen. The interesting part here says, we've agreed a contract with the player, but the move fell apart because of the late timing of the talks. The La Liga outfit need to raise about £38 million to balance the books before June 30th. However, they are asking for around £59 million for the France international defender who can play centre back and right back. And then the article goes on to mention about some talks between Tuchel and Todd Bowley. Doesn't really matter. We're talking about Kounde at the moment, and this bit's interesting. They need to raise 38 million. They're asking for, let's just say they need 40. We'll round it up. They need 40. They're asking for 60. 60 million for Kounde, I think, is already a pretty good deal. He's young, extremely talented, one of the best young centre backs around. So I really do think he will be a key asset to Chelsea. I do wonder, can Marina pull a bit of a masterclass off here? They need 40 million desperately. I don't know about any of their other players, if there's any that are really being touted and look like they're going to be leaving. I'm sure there'll be some, given that they're so desperate for money. But it's very interesting to see that 60 million, 40 million, can Marina say, look, you need this money by June 30th. Do you want to sell one of your other players? Or do you want to give us this guy for 50? And you'll have your money. You'll have an unhappy player at the club gone. We'll get our player. Everyone wins, right? So I wonder how this one will go. Will it end up being about 60, which is what they're asking for? Or can Marina pull it close to 40? We'll see. But the sort of part 2 to this specific story then is this tweet from Simon Phillips. You can see he says, was told yesterday Chelsea are pushing for a takeover announcement by Sunday. We'll see if that happens. So that sort of ties into this first part. And this one is saying, of course, Chelsea, as soon as these sanctions are over and the takeover is complete, then Chelsea are going to be going ahead and signing Jules Kounde like within a couple of weeks, I'd hope, as soon as possible. So it's interesting to me that if we're looking to announce it by Sunday, we've got a game today as I'm recording this. This will be yesterday for you guys. Let's hope it was a win. Sunday, if it's announced by then, is the deal officially through and the sanctions are lifted? Because the club can't be sanctioned if it's owned by Todd Bowley. That would be unacceptable. So it's interesting to see whether the announcement is going to be that it has happened, that the takeover is official and complete, or whether the announcement will be the takeover will be official, I don't know, on the 1st of next month or something like that. So we'll see how it goes, but we really could be seeing Kounde leaving Sevilla, joining Chelsea very soon. This could be, if the announcement's a Sunday, Chelsea already got a contract agreed, just officially getting that price down. We could say Kounde here, well, technically he'll be on holiday, of course, from the end of the season, but joining Chelsea officially within a couple of weeks. So this one's big. We're going to talk about Jorginho here, and as you can see, club chief jets into London with Chelsea transfer talks on the agenda. It's not going to be Mason Mount going, it's not going to be Reece James, as you can see pictured. It's Jorginho. Personally, I'm going to go into more detail for a second. It basically says Juventus' sporting director is reportedly in London for transfer talks over a move for Jorginho. I could see it happening. It says we may be making a big midfield changes in the summer, so it's possible that we'll be letting him go. It doesn't go on to say any sort of fee. It does also mention here, and Kante's being linked with Man United. Let's just, that is not happening, right? I think we can all agree that one's not happening. But Jorginho to Juventus, there's no price being mentioned yet. I believe he's maybe got 2 years left on the contract, so he's got this next season coming up. It might be ending then, or it's the one after. So he's not too far away from that contract running out. So I'd expect him to go for a decent fee. And if Juventus are coming in and saying, you know, slapping a bid on the table, I'm sure Mourinho will negotiate up. But if there's a good price on offer, I think we let Jorginho go. Now, he's had some, you know, some good years at Chelsea, some really good periods, but when we're looking to bring in Declan Rice, probably next year, I don't think it's going to be possible this year because West Ham just aren't going to let him go. So next year, Declan Rice. This year, bringing Conor Gallagher into the midfield. We've already got players like Mason Mount, Kante, Kovacic that can play there. Jorginho could make way from this team and we could transition away from the current system that we're using, having Jorginho as that deep-lying playmaker sort of role that he does, and really move to a different system, potentially accommodating a back four, and see how that goes. You know, bring a bit more energy into the midfield as well. He's a fairly slow player. Having someone like Conor Gallagher in there instead of him could be quite an upgrade. So this one I think I'm okay with. I do thank Jorginho for all, you know, the time he's put in with us. We've won some good trophies over the years, but maybe it is time for him to move on. And then finally, we're going to be talking about Romelu Lukaku's return to Inter is unlikely but not impossible if on loan, Italian media are reporting. Now, my opinion on this is, personally, unless Lukaku is going to start scoring goals for fun, you know, looking at 20 plus goals in the Premier League striker next year, which I don't think, based on what we've seen so far, is going to happen, I think we let him go. There's a lot of... The media's taken a big sort of scoop of Lukaku's time at Chelsea. There's a lot of things that are apparently lying, like even his agent coming out the other day, and then Lukaku posting on his social media basically saying, I'm not letting anyone speak for me anymore, this is not how we're feeling. So I don't know where it sits, I don't know where Lukaku's interests are. That interview that he did basically twerking for Inter, really didn't appreciate that. And I do think there's I think most people basically are saying, he's done. If you don't want to be here, get out. And I think I line up with that quite well. But this report is going on to say, basically, because of, he joined us for 100 million euros. He said he wants to go back. He now earns 12.5 million euros a season in the Premier League, which means he just can't go back to Inter without reducing his wages by at least half. He might want to do that. I don't know, half your wage is quite a considerable, at least half. And that is without even factoring in the transfer fee, so that's if he went for free. And it would just about be doable if he reduced his wages by half. So honestly, I don't see this thing happening. It says, if a loan was proposed through Chelsea acting generously and wishing to remove a member from their squad who does not want to be there, doors begin to open. So it's basically saying, permanent move ain't happening, especially not to Inter anyway. If you go somewhere else, maybe if PSG want to come in for him or something crazy, they have plenty of money, it's possible. But for him to go back to Inter, it's not an option unless we're going to let him go, allow them to pay half his wages while we pay the other half with no other loan fees involved. Maybe it happens that way. But then Chelsea are still stuck with a player next year that wants to be back into Milan. So, you know, it's a horrible situation for Chelsea. Lukaku can't really blame anyone but himself because he chose to make this move and then afterwards has decided, actually, I shouldn't have done this. After letting a club spend 100 million on you is ridiculous. So I haven't got much love for him. If he wants to continue scoring goals for us, that's fine, but it's going to take a lot of goals and a lot of trophies for him to win over my heart. And that's my take on it. I think he will probably stay at Chelsea this next year. I think Tuchel will try and work a system that will accommodate Lukaku and try and make him a sort of spearhead of this team. Whether it works or not, I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. But that is going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, as always, please don't forget, leave a like on the video, subscribe down below, and hit the notification button so you're always up to date with any of my videos. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.